you tell about the aims of the project?
The aims of the project is that we, as a group, go to visit old folks' homes, day centres, hospitals, etc. And we ask them questions, well, get them to reminisce about facts about their life, past history, and basically just talking about memories. We then go back to our studio, we get together with all our recollections, we write a play based around the facts which the old people have told us, and we then take this out around the whole of East Devon, and it jogs a lot of people's memories, and they sort of feel part of the characters we are. They've known somebody like that, we remind them of somebody, be it good or be it bad. It jogs their memories, and we feel that that is good as long as their minds are working some way. After we finish the play, we ask them if that was correct and how they saw it, and we get much more response from them if we've done it wrong, and they tell us how it should be.
Right then, can you talk about the music? How important is the music?
The music in the play is taken from, again, visiting the homes, asking them their favourite songs, and songs which most people knew, and songs from First and Second World War. Most of the people in the homes know every one of them. So we select the best ones for us, we get to learn them, we integrate them into the play in various different ways, and that way we try to sing them slowly so everyone can join in, and that is the biggest memory jogger of all, the songs.
Well then, Debs, tell us about the costume.
Well, the costumes are as authentic as possible from that era. We went along to jumble sales to get various dresses for the female characters, and the Land Army girl and the Air Raid Warden and the US soldier. We actually went out of our way to museums and various other places to hire or borrow them.
That's the question. So why do you think it was so important that the play was set in Exeter?
I think it was important that we set the play in Exeter because many of the older people actually have lived in Exeter all their lives, therefore they can relate to what's happening in the play directly to their own experiences in Exeter itself.
Do you think the play works?
To a certain extent it works. But because we're called a reminiscent theatre company, I think the emphasis is put on the wrong word, because for people to reminisce, then the play's actually got to be entertaining first and foremost. The actual factual elements of the play don't matter as much as the entertainment to the other people.
So do you find it difficult to cope with audience reaction then?
Audience reaction during a performance is one of the most difficult things to cope with. You need to have a very quick wit to cope with the kind of comments that come up now and again, and also it's often very difficult to actually hear what the old people are saying. I mean, obviously we want to involve them as much as possible, but sometimes you just have to black it out and not take any notice, and you have to know whether to involve them or whether you have to black it out, you know.
What kind of reward? What kind of reaction do you get from the audience when the play's finished?
The reaction we get from the audience after we finished is very good. We put our things down, we don't take our costumes off, we go around. Right, I'll be serious now. Right.
What kind of reaction do you get from the audience? Oh, no, we can't do this.
No.
Do it with somebody else then.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you sit down and do it. Come on, just stop it. What kind of reaction do you get from the audience when the play's finished?
Hey, you're going to have to do it with somebody else. Otherwise you'll never get it done.
Right, I'll do it now.
What kind of reaction? What kind of reaction do you get from the audience when the play's finished?
The reaction we get from... I'm sorry.
Do it again.
The reaction we get from the audience after we finish the play is very good. Extreme self. No, sorry. I can't do it, honestly. I have to get someone who can do it without giggling. Martin, you're better than me. I'll do the next one. Stop saying we put our things down.
I've already had him saying that to be successful with.
No, that's
Exactly.
all right.
Why don't you do it, Jeff?
Oh, come on, Dad.
Kath will do it.
What?
You do this one, Kath, you'll sing it.
What one is it?
Kath did the last one. Come on, Dad.
Yeah, but Debs has done two.
I've done two already.
Why don't you do it?
No, you're all right now, Jackie. You sat down and had a few crisps. Well, maybe not.
What kind of reaction do you get from the audience when the play's finished?
The kind of reaction we get from the audience is very, very good. We go out among.
We'll do this first. What kind of reaction do you get from the audience when the play's finished?
The reaction we get from the audience is very good. We actually go out amongst them in full costume and we talk to them as ourselves. I ask them what they thought of the play, and they tell us places where we went wrong. They tell us their experiences during the war, tell us what happened to them on VE Day, which is very fulfilling, and the material, the things they do tell us, we can actually use in some of our other productions, because it's so, the things they tell us is so rich and so true. A lot of them really open their heart and tell you very, very personal things, which they probably haven't told anybody in a long time, and that is really fulfilling.
So why did you set the play during the war in particular?
Because for the age group that we work with, which is probably 70, 80-year-olds, they would tend to remember both World Wars better than anything, and it was just picking which World War we wanted to set our play in, and we didn't want to put any harmful memories in it for anybody, so we set it pretty light-heartedly, but with a few reminders, but nothing too serious that would upset people.
Is it difficult to avoid being patronising?
Yes, it's very difficult to avoid being patronising. But the thing is, we try to keep it on their level, because they sometimes think, oh, they're only kids, what do they know about the war? But the fact that we've got our material and all the things we use in the play from people the same age as themselves, it must come through, because they don't feel patronised. We talk to them on their own level, we don't sort of pat their hand and say, oh, all right dear, or anything like that, but we just treat them like ourselves, and I think they do like to be with young people and like to keep in touch.
Do you get any negative audience reaction?
Yes, we can do, but that's mainly from confused audiences. That's the only time we do get negative action. Most of the reaction we get is like they find it very comical what we're doing, and they think, well, we're older than them, but we know what happened, and it's sort of laugh, but they do get memory jogs as well.
Why is it important to have memory jogs?
Because it's so easy to try and forget the past, to forget everything that's happened and just exist. And once they've got memories, I mean, it's so rich, and they do forget things, and something like this is very therapeutic for them. Like, and not that we're in any way sort of therapists, but we do work alongside occupational therapists in lots of national health centres.
Do you think it might not sometimes be dangerous waking up the past?
It could be, but any reaction really is good or bad, is good. Any sort of reaction we can get from them. And we don't do anything to jog up bad memories to people. We try to avoid that side and make things as nice, as pleasant as possible.
But when you wrote the play, can you talk about how the ideas were